Act is enacted, this is what you need to do immediately. Now, share this with everyone, because if you've been paying attention, you already know how close we are. The full breakdown is over on YouTube. When the Insurrection Act is invoked, normal life doesn't change, it ends, and fast. Curfews, checkpoints, federal authority, military presence, the first hours decide who keeps their freedom and who gets swept up. Now, this isn't speculation. The president is openly considering the Insurrection Act for the second time in a year. That alone should tell you everything you need to know. Let's get into it. First is trust no one. Fear turns people into informants overnight. Neighbors talk, coworkers repeat things, and families crack under pressure. That's when your words end up twisted. Silence keeps you safe. The less you say, the less damage can be done. Second is blend in or get noticed. Being loud, opinionated, or visibly prepared puts a spotlight on you. And spotlights equal scrutiny. Look ordinary, act compliant, stay forgettable. The people who draw attention don't control what happens next. Third, protect what keeps you alive. Food, medicine, fuel. If it's obvious, it's vulnerable. Scarcity makes people bold, and authority moves fast when resources are visible. Quiet preparation beats visible stockpiles any day of the week. Fourth on the list is stay away from the enforcement zones. Checkpoints, patrol corridors, and protest areas are pressure points. Every interaction increases your risk. If you don't need to be there, you should not be there. Stability comes from staying put and out of the flow of danger. Fifth is never volunteer information. Ever. If something isn't required by law, then it doesn't need to be shared. Oversharing turns into problems, documentation, conversations, admissions. They all have consequences in these moments. Here's the reality no one wants to admit. The Insurrection Act doesn't restore calm, it asserts control. And the people who survive aren't loud, brave, or confrontational. They're quiet, disciplined, and invisible.
Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem Harakakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord, teaching the same and doing the same. All right. Pretty much, going over the Insurrection Act, all right, / martial law, okay, which they're going to try to, pull the rug from under your feet. They're going to try to do it quietly and sneakily. Okay? And you're watching it happen before your eyes. Jacob's trouble is already here. Okay, but it's going to grow and spread like wildfire. All right? And I got this precept from what he said, cuz your family members, friends, cousins, all right, aunties and grandmas, et cetera, all right. Even your people, other citizens or whatnot that don't believe in what you believe in. And matter of fact, people that hate what you believe in, they're going to turn on you when this goes down. Okay. 2/3 that don't believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, your family members that don't believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, and they give you the cold shoulder. All right. They're gonna turn on you in that day. All right. And beginning with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down to the least of us, even when I first came into the truth, in 2019, that was the first thing I heard and learned and read in the scriptures. Okay, your family will, your biological family members will turn on you, because they don't believe in what you believe in. Okay, and Revelation 12:12. All right, Esau is going to come down with great wrath. All right, this government is about to come down with great wrath. All right. So if you're watching the news, you clearly see that they're getting ready to come after whistleblowers. They're coming after whistleblowers. They're coming after Hebrew Israelites. Okay. They're coming after anyone that speaks against the New World Order, the Great Reset, okay, and of course anti-Semitism, all that. All right. And here's the thing: even if you get cold feet and you stop prophesying, you're still on the list. So just you false prophets that fall out the truth, those of you that get cold feet fall out the truth, or you change up your doctrine and start teaching lies, the martial law is still going to affect you. You're still going to be hunted down. Okay, they're still going to try to force you to take the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Okay, and to accept this new world order that's coming. All right. Okay, so this Matthew chapter 10 and 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Okay, this Yahweh Shah speaking. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Okay, so the love of many is waxing cold. Okay. All right, and it says, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Right, because they have a different mindset than you. Okay. So your family members that have a different mindset than you, when all hell break loose and when martial law is in full effect and they going door to door, and they gotta they're not gonna want your biological family members. They're not gonna want to get punished. All right, they're not gonna want to be punished for you. Okay, so they're gonna quickly, if you're a family member that's a whistleblower or whatever, or a prophet, they're going to quickly rat you out or tell on you because they don't want to, they don't want to go through no punishment, for you. Okay. And then they're not really going to have they're not really going to have an issue with it because they our family members dislike us because what we believe in, and they distant themselves from us. All right, because of what we believe in. Okay, so they're not really going to have they're not going to really feel bad about ratting you out or anything like that, or helping the martial law troops to find your black ass. Okay. And brothers been saying that for years. Prophets been saying that for years. Even before I came into the truth, Okay. So this Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That he that's going to be saved is the hopeful elect, those that trust in Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Okay, the Lord is going to be, guiding the steps of the hopeful elect in Jacob's trouble. Okay, navigating you through, guiding you through the Holy Spirit through Jacob's trouble. Okay, brothers been telling you, such as myself, for years. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah is going to be performing a lot of miracles in Jacob's trouble. Okay, to protect, to save the elect out of different situations. Okay, and some elect men are going to get spiritual power. All right, to magnify Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, but also to get them out of danger. Okay, or to help another elect member get out of danger. Okay, so we living in beautiful times. All right, so make sure you prayed up and you pleasing Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah. You men, women, and children of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And pleasing the Lord. Okay? Because, that's how you store up your spiritual treasure. Okay? All right. So that's pretty much it. Quick lesson. I ain't really have much to say. Want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Harakak and double honors to the old apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same. Shalom.